it possible for finance to serve the economy?
Well, for years, I think we have seen a form of capitalism practiced that is more akin to the casino than it is to the common good. So that is probably most clearly seen in financial services, frankly. And I have experience having worked at Salomon Brothers on Wall Street and worked with many large clients on the street and in capital markets. And much of the focus is on short-term trading. It's on short-term profits. It has no long-term bearing. It has no long-term strategy. So I think to reorient that, we'd really need massive readjustment.
Can the economy serve the common good?
Well, I think that we have to step back from the present kind of culture of greed, which is, after all, a vice, and ask ourselves, are there other norms and other values? I use the term virtues, which sounds old-fashioned, but it's completely lost in the present public vocabulary, and reintroduce this notion, which is long-standing and it's part of every religious tradition in the world. We need to recover this discussion of virtues. What are the virtues that inform our behaviors? Actually, before we go to market, to make the market itself an honest and trustworthy place.
Can the common good serve the human being?
Well, theoretically it is. Practically, it's been found difficult. Like many ethical traditions, they're hard to practice. So we need to make readjustments, like we do in our own personal lives when we make adjustments or we find that we're addicted to something and we have to get off of it, or we have to go on a diet or an exercise regime, whatever. I think we need to reread a good bit of the classic literature and of spiritual traditions and find our way again so that the common good can not only be articulated, but that we can practice it indeed.
Your film, Doing Virtuous Business, has just been premiered. How important is it for people to understand that virtuous business isn't actually disconnected from real business?
Yes. So this 60-minute film documentary, which was sneak previewed here, will actually show on PBS in the United States at the end of the year to an audience of about 15 million people. And fortunately, as a result of some very major contributions, we're able to translate it into 5 other languages, and we'll have a website where it can be viewed for free eventually. And our view is that if we begin to talk and tell stories again and change the business narrative, we actually talk about the exemplary companies, and there are many. We're featuring 12 of them at the CEO level in this film, that maybe we could actually change the whole story about business away from what it is at present to what it might be in a different form of capitalism.
What have you got in store for us for Zermatt 2011?
Everything starts with a small step. So the Zermatt Summit was the creation of a team, and very fortunately led by Christopher Wasserman, who was courageous in stepping out and helping to fund it. We put it together over the course of the last year and a half, and we really thought it was somewhat experimental. It's an ambitious summit. It's a new platform. I think that it is highly innovative. There's obviously a need for it, and I think that there seems to be great sympathy in the participants this year for a continuing voice, for a place to have this conversation. So there's no better place than the Swiss Alps, with the summit in front of us of Zermatt, to have such a summit.